Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Make sure to smash that like button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, let's talk about Little G. Gennady Golovkin news is on the horizon. We're either going to find out if Golovkin is going to duck Lara or he's going to give us a real fight, a better fight, more interesting, higher profile fight compared to an Erizlandi Lara fight. Golovkin's in a bad situation. He was dropped by the zone after that ridiculous contract he received from them. Golovkin got the DAZN bag, took the least risk possible, waited for a Canelo payday, and didn't even put much of an effort to try to defeat Canelo in the third fight. One of the shittiest super fights I've ever seen in my life. Disappointed in both guys. Well, I know Golovkin was beyond faded and done, but I expected Canelo to put much more of a whooping than he did against an aging Golovkin. But it didn't happen. It was a weird fight. Not much damage done to each other. Canelo just outpointed Golovkin to a routine, boring-ass unanimous decision. Now that the Golovkin interest has definitely waned, everyone has jumped off the bandwagon. Very few Golovkin fanboys around. They've all been duped. They all fell for the hype. But that's what the HBO promo machine can do, man. They can create hype jobs, make it look like a damn fool, make you think that he was such a great fighter that could destroy anybody from 154 to 175. The words out of Abel Sanchez's mouth himself. We never saw greatness from Gennady Golovkin, unfortunately. Some of it due to, unfortunate circumstances. Some guys did duck him. But, it just begs the question. I mean, if you struggle with a faded Kasim Uma, who was a 54-pounder, in your prime, in so-called prime, how really great are you? Maybe that really answered the question of how great Gennady Golovkin is. He's just good in my book. A good, solid champion that never had that A-list win. Never fought an A-level fight until his mid-30s. But he had opportunities to showcase how great he was in that Kasim Uma fight. And I think he failed in that fight. He also failed in the Danny Jacobs fight to show how great he was. So maybe it's just more myth. Maybe it's just more rumor than confirmation of how great Gennady Golovkin was, especially in those gym era, Big Bear days. All the stories you heard of heavyweights getting knocked out. I don't know, man. I wasn't there. Didn't see it in your fights either. But now Golovkin is in a bad situation. He's coming off a poor performance in the third fight with Canelo. Look at Golovkin's bum hits when we fell for the HBO hype machine. He has no network behind him. He's a network free agent. He was trying to get another bullshit fight approved against Falco for the IBF strap. No network was interested though. That fight was shut down. No one was willing to invest in it, so Golovkin had to vacate that fight because no one's interested. Now the question is he going to vacate the BA title now that Lara is mandatory? There's actually, I think Cop reported that there's actually talks between Lara and Danny Garcia fighting at a catchweight for that belt. So I'm not sure if Lara is even going to go through with that mandatory. I'm not sure if Lara and his team are going to pursue the Golovkin fight. I mean, it's a perfect fight for both guys, to be honest. They're both around the same age, faded, past their best days. It's pretty much an even fight at this point. And a perfect fight for Golovkin to maybe stay in the win column. But it depends on, I mean, I know PBC will be interested in buying that fight. Golovkin will be showcased on a PBC network if this fight was to occur, but I'm not sure if Lara and his team pulled the trigger on this fight. But if they don't, the question is Golovkin going to give us a real fight, or is he just going to retire? There's definitely two names to be in consideration for Golovkin's next fight. You know, Golovkin is a mercenary, so I'm sure he's going to look for the biggest payday, but if he fights Jaime Munguia, it's going to be a beatdown, career-ending fight for him. Munguia will do what Canelo couldn't do in the third fight, maybe even stop an aging Golovkin. Even this fight's dangerous for Golovkin. Even though Liam Smith has the gray hairs, he's 6 years younger, looked pretty good at middleweight, and he's still a formidable fighter in those divisions. This is the more winnable fight for Golovkin, but even at his age, he still might be a little. It'll be still a risky fight and a fight that he could lose. He definitely loses to Munguia though. That is guaranteed. And I hope that fight gets made so I can place a large wager on Munguia to put an end to Gennady Golovkin. But I'm pretty sure the bookies will make Munguia a pretty solid favorite, so they're probably going to screw me in that department. Wish the fight was made a year ago. Probably would have gotten plus money odds on Munguia, but now he'll most likely be the favorite heading into that fight. So we'll see, man. I think Golovkin's end is pretty much here. He might just retire. He might just say fuck it. You know, he's made a lot of money. There's no reason to fight on. He's beyond done. But who knows? Maybe he'll give us a real fight before he bows out. Maybe that one last chance to show that maybe he was a great fighter, but we just never found out. If he fights Liam Smith, stops him, it'll be a respectable win at that stage of his career over a solid contender, middleweight contender. If he comes back and upsets Munguia, that would definitely prove that he was a great fighter. But at 40 years old, he ain't beating no Jaime Munguia. Not a 26-year-old Jaime Munguia. It ain't gonna happen. But we'll see what's next for Golovkin. I wouldn't be surprised if he announces retirement. He knows he can't hang with these younger, fresher guys anymore. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.